politicians into the House of Commons.
Mr. Speaker, we cannot
This country should be ruled by the rule of the mob rather than its natural rulers.
Order!
The rule of paper reeks of rebellion. No matter how loud you shout, you will not drown out the voice of the people.
You walked into the party like you were walking onto a yacht. Your hat strategically dipped below one eye. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror as you watched yourself go out, and all the girls dreamed that they'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain.
It should be obvious by now that the predicament we're in is not the fault of the military. We should have stopped the Reds in Berlin. We should have kept them out of Cuba. We should have won the war in Korea, but we didn't. So let's not blame the men in uniform for our political mistakes. Maybe we should listen to them in time of war, and this certainly is war. They say there's no substitute for victory. Maybe we should also remember the words of Winston Churchill after Chamberlain's appeasement negotiations in Munich in 1939. Quote, "The government had to choose between shame and war. They chose shame and they'll get war." Unquote. They got war. Now let's take a look at our country. Today in the newspapers, on radio and TV, we read, hear, and see riots on campuses and street corners. Crime is at all-time high. We read about our American flag being hauled down by mobs, burned and stomped into the ground. We hear the names of these same mob leaders over and over from city to city. They wave the flag of the communist Viet Cong, the flag of the enemy that we're fighting in Vietnam, the enemy that kills our boys from ambush and fades away into political sanctuary. And at the same time here in America, the commies are allowed to teach in our schools, parade through our streets and our capital, while those in high position choose to remain silent. With all these problems, I wonder what would happen in America if we all chose to remain silent. Would crime come to a halt without preventative measures? Would the communist underground movement to take over America cease? Would the communists leave the free nations of the world alone without our help? Will they pull back across the 17th parallel in Vietnam if we withdraw our troops? The answer is no. Mr. Lincoln was right when he said that to remain silent makes cowards of men. I plead with each of you to reflect on these facts of history. Then I'd like to speak for myself. I believe we must vote out of office, regardless of political party, those politicians who seek to appease tyranny and promote anarchy, and to vote for men who are responsible and who will put the welfare of our country above their own political ambitions. We must stop communist rioting inside America. We must enforce the laws that make crime illegal, and if there should be another 17th parallel, we should not plead with the communists to get back, but warn them, and do it only once. To hell with world opinion. We must speak up and take a stand. Only then will this great nation of ours survive. Thank you.
You had me several years ago when I was still quite naive, when you said that we made such a pretty pair and that you would never leave, but you gave away the things you loved, and one of them was me. I had some dreams, they were clouds.